This is the 51st Taiku in Talmud Bavli, and it's interesting that the 51st Taiku is the Taiku that comes out on Tu B'Av. This year Tu B'Av is Shabbat, and Tu B'Av is the 15th of Av, and 15 is 51 in reverse, or vice versa. 51 is 15 in reverse. So there's a connection between the 51st Taiku, which came out on Tu B'Av, which another connection that in the P-L-89, August 9th, which is Tu B'Av today, was 36. And the 51st Taiku is in Tractate Beitzah, Daf 36a. So there's two ways that this Taiku connects to today. And with that, continue. Let's see here. Okay. Hasamai kol shekein shabas demrioi dilma hachahu das mishum yom tov teki yasel zuz levet aval shabbos techamir lo yasel zuz levet shabir damim. The question arises there in the case of moving sacks on Shabbat for guests or for study. What is the halacha? May the sacks be moved from one roof or house to another for this purpose? Perhaps all the more so, they may not be moved on Shabbat, because Shabbat is more severe than a festival, or perhaps, and can be argued to the contrary. It is here, with regard to a festival, that it is prohibited to transfer from one roof to another, because on a festival is regarded lightly by people, and they might consequently come to belittle it. But on Shabbat, which is severe in people's lives, and so they will not come to belittle it, it is acceptable to transfer even from one house to another. Or perhaps, or perhaps, maybe argued, if here, in the case of clearing produce from the roof, when there is the issue of the loss of the produce, you say he may not transfer from one roof to another, then there, in the case of moving sacks on Shabbat for guests or study, when there is no issue of loss of produce, is it not all the more so prohibited? Chatanan lo yishal shalem yishalosh shlem b'chevel b'chaloi nois v'lo yeridim dera sulamos hasaman hachab yom tov udasu teleka bitul beit midrash aval shabbat di'ika bitul beit midrash abir damim. The Gemara presents yet another dilemma here with regard to bringing produce into one's house from the roof. We learn that a Beitzah, if there is no skylight from the roof in the house, necessitating another method of moving the produce out of the rain, he may not lower them by means of a rope through the windows, nor may he take them down by way of ladders. There, with regard to moving sacks on Shabbat, what is the halacha? May they be moved by ropes or using a ladder? Perhaps it is only here, in the case of moving produce out of the rain on a festival, that it is prohibited, because produce left on a roof does not entail suspension of a mitzvah, such as study in the study hall. But on Shabbat, when there is the penalty that leaving the sacks in their current location will lead to suspension of study in the study hall, it is acceptable to remove them even via windows and ladders. Perhaps it can be argued to the contrary. Here, in the case of the produce on the roof, when there is the issue of the loss of the produce, you say that it is not permitted. There, in the case of clearing out sacks on Shabbat, where there is no issue of the loss of produce. Should it not all the more so be prohibited to lower them via windows and ladders? No resolution was found, so the dilemma shall stand unresolved until the coming of Messiah.